This is Christine.
This is Jessie.
And we are the hosts of the podcast Dark Mysteries.
Please come join us every Monday for
some crazy true crime,
some spooky paranormal,
and of course it wouldn't be complete without some weird and creepy.
You can find us on Spotify,
of course on Patreon,
as well as Amazon and many others.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Welcome back to the Just Us Thinking After Show. I'm Michael.
And I'm Rebecca.
And I'm Mikey.
And this is the Digital Cloud After Show.
Here we are again.
Yep. So, digital subscription and all that fun stuff, right?
It's just amazing how much things have changed.
It is.
Yeah. I mean, I'm
Reminiscing
not
is
that
nice.
old, but it's like things are so much different. It's crazy.
Yeah. So, now, do you remember having a Walkman, right?
Oh, yeah. And the portable CD player.
Yeah. Well, look at Mikey. Mikey's confused. You know what a Walkman is?
No clue.
Okay, so it was a cassette player.
Yep.
That you clipped onto your hip, and it was huge, and you could put a tape in there.
It wasn't that big. It was like maybe like...
It's bigger than your phones.
Yeah, that's
It's
true.
a lot
Okay.
bigger than our
Yeah.
phones. So we'd have that, and then we'd plug in headphones, and we could do that. And when you go on a walk or you're on the go, that's what you had.
You telling me you just didn't put on your put anything on your phone, have Bluetooth headphones, and go?
We didn't have Bluetooth back then. Bluetooth didn't exist. And no, it wasn't on your phone yet. No, you didn't. You didn't have.
We didn't have smartphones back then.
Yeah, we had a flip phone that had numbers, and it didn't have a screen.
I don't think I even had I didn't have a phone till I was in high school.
Right.
If that.
Yeah, but you had a Walkman.
Yeah.
Or a portable CD.
Portable CD player.
And then if you... this is going to blow his mind, too. This is going to be funny. There used to be a cassette tape that you put in your car that had a 3.5 jack that you plugged in your CD player so you could listen to CDs through your stereo system.
Oh, yeah.
Because before your car had a CD player. You see the look on it?
Yeah.
Wait.
What?
You had to plug in,
You had a cassette player.
That had a cord on it.
and you plugged it into your car's stereo system.
No, it slid in the cassette tape.
Yeah. So cars didn't always have CD players. They first had cassette tapes. So you had your cassette tape with the cord that plugged in. You put the tape in the stereo.
Yeah.
You plugged it to the CD player, and then you played your CDs.
Yep.
That sounds a lot more complicated than what we do today.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And then you used to be able to get the wearable CD players, and you had to pay a little extra money for that anti-skip, remember?
Yeah.
Because when you're running, and it would skip every once in a while. So, then they came out with anti-skip and all this stuff. And then, like, that CD player used to have to sit different places, and if you didn't have a good center console, your passenger, it sat on their lap, and they were responsible. And if they were fidgety, you wanted to kick their ass. It's funny. You have no clue, Mikey.
No, I don't.
The struggles that
that's
us
so funny.
older generation had to go through.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Isn't that funny? Now, when you're on the go, you just like a thumb drive or satellite radio, XM radio, that's Sirius, right?
Yeah. Someone was supposed to make our CD players into thumb drives for us.
Yeah. How are we doing on that, Mikey? Luckily, our cars still have CD players.
Yeah.
But if we decide to get a new car, they're gone. CD players are gone. They're a relic of it.
It's crazy.
So now we're going to be stuck with satellite radio. Now, you got to pay for satellite radio, too.
I did not know that.
Yeah. You could get it free for a certain period of time, and then you got to pay for it.
Yeah, I think with Sirius, if I remember correctly, I think you get it free for the first 3 months.
and then you could buy like 6 months or a year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they gave you a pretty good discount if you like paid for it up front, like for
Right.
a year. I mean, I don't think it was that much. I want to say maybe like $50 to $60 maybe.
I don't know. I'd have to look at it again.
I remember it I remember it being not that expensive. I was like, I could do that, but then I just rather listen to the radio, you know? So it's like,
Yeah.
or I'm not going to be in my car that long.
So
Yeah.
the radios in your car you have to pay for?
No. The local stations, no.
Oh.
So
But if
local
you were to go like
stations-
Sirius, like my dad has in his car, where you have all the different, like your 90s, your 70s, your 2000s.
your
like,
different genres.
Yeah. Or like your Willie Nelson show channel.
Yeah.
Or like if you want just all rap or all country or
You could pick what you want to listen to, which is it's kind of like streaming for TVs. Okay, so you can pick what you want to. When you get a streaming service, like you have Hulu,
Yeah.
then you have your channels that are in Hulu that you can watch.
Yeah. They say like, what do you like to watch?
Right. Now, regular radio is just airwave. Your antenna picks that up, and then you have local stations. Those are free. Just like our local channels for the TV, if I go over to the antenna, I can watch the regular channels free. But I have no control over what they play or anything like that.
Oh.
There's a difference.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you now.
So it's crazy that I mean,
know.
he has no idea.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and then
Because I'm not old.
you're getting there, though.
Yeah.
And eventually you're going to have eventually you're going to be on this side of the table, and then maybe your son's going to be over there saying, you used to just have to go search for them. I just think of the song and they play them.
Yeah.
I'm going to laugh. Oh, it's going to be hilarious.
I know. It's going to be fun.
But yeah, I mean, I guess the benefit for Sirius is because it's satellite radio or something like that, where if I go from here to Kansas City, or if I move outside of my radio reception area, I have to find a new station to listen to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when you get in the middle of nowhere, sometimes that's hard. That's why you have playlists and CDs that you listen to. So that's where those jump in. And then when you get to the city that you're in, if you did your research, you know what stations are down there.
Or you have just to click next until you find that station.
Yep. And go, okay, there's their oldie station here. This is that. This is there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you wanted to make sure that you didn't like delete like the ones, your preset ones.
Right. And I know some people that the reason that they have like FM 1, 2, and 3 is you could set your preset for your local area on preset 1. If you go to Kansas City a lot, you could do those as preset 2. And if we go to Denver, Colorado, you could have those going. Now, the benefit for the Sirius is when you cross those like
Dead zones,
or the dead zones, or you get into a new city, you could still listen to the same song or the same station all the way through. So it kind of helps there.
Yeah.
And then generally the person in the passenger seat was in charge of, back in the day, they were in charge of the music, right?
Yeah.
They would pull out the CDs or the cassettes, whatever it was, 8 tracks if you're that old, and the person in the passenger seat was a DJ. Yeah. They're responsible for playing something in the song. There's positions in cars used to have a meaning.
Yeah.
The person in the driver was responsible for getting you from point A to point B. That's that person's responsibility. The person in the passenger seat, that person is the person that is responsible for the music. They control the music. They control the air. They were the co-pilot in that, and they played music. And
your backseat driver was your designation person?
No, you don't know. Let me go through this. I'll tell you. You'll learn. The person in the passenger seat was also the person that was also responsible for GPS and navigation.
Yep.
They have too much.
That passenger's responsibility. To be passenger, there was a lot of responsibility.
Oh yeah.
And with that much responsibility, you had a lot of power. And if you abuse that power, you got kicked into the back seat. I have removed people from power of that passenger seat. Driver has that ability. The driver is the president of that car. I'm telling you, you're driving through and you don't like a certain song, and I will pull that damn car over because you played the wrong CD. That was not supposed to be in that order. You're demoted. Okay, that was passenger seat had a lot of responsibility, but it was an honor being in that passenger seat. It was a rite of passage. The person in the back seat, that was your food distribution center.
Oh, yeah.
They are the ones that are responsible for keeping snacks, water, food, anything there, and letting the driver and passenger know when the next road, where they need to go for restroom breaks and things like that. Everybody had a purpose in that car. When you're on a road trip, there were purposes. Things were lined out. Not like this chaos that you guys have now, that just willy-nilly and just cell phones do everything now. Sorry.
And the person in the back seat's always passed out.
Yeah.
No. If you had, they could. That's when you had to have two people in the back seat. They could take turns sleeping, but one of them assholes had to be awake. There was responsibilities. I'm telling you.
You have issues.
No, we took that shit seriously.
So have issues.
Road trips were taken seriously back in the day.
You have issues.
I'm telling you, people are going to listen to this that are my age, and they're going to be like, "You're damn right that you did this way." There were responsibilities in the car. It wasn't just now. Family trips were different. Family trips were a little bit different. But if you're going on a road trip with friends, you didn't go on road trips with people you didn't like. And
duh.
If you did, why would you?
Well, you always had that. Well, my friend Veronica wants to go out with us too. Can she come? And of course, the driver's dating that other girl. Mm-hmm. So he's going to say, "Oh, because I want to get laid, I'm going to let her go." And then it turns into a nightmare, and this Veronica bitch is just driving you crazy. And next thing you know, she's left at a gas station in Timbuktu. You don't know how it was.
Wow.
You had to get your shit together. And you know what? If it was a multi-car, there was multi-car purposes too. Lead car controlled a lot of shit. And if you fucked around, you find yourself in that second car. And you don't piss off. Listen, when you get demoted from number 1 car to number 2 car, you fucked up.
Big time.
There's a time to repent. And the time to repent is now. When you find yourself demoted to the second car and you're there, you better change your shit. Because the next time they stop, your ass is going to be left if you piss off that second driver.
Yep.
Because now and then you know what you're going to do? You're calling mommy and daddy, and they have to come pick your ass up. And they have to. We all know somebody that got their ass. They pissed someone off, and they got left somewhere, and mommy and daddy had to come pick them up. People my age all know someone that had that situation happen, don't you? You know someone that has had that happen. Someone got stuck somewhere, and mom and dad had to drive all the way to Timbuktu to go find them, didn't they? Or they bought them a bus ticket to drive home. That's what happened. It was serious shit back then. It was no willy-nilly bullshit that happened.
Nope.
Knew your shit. All right, that's my rant.
Well then.
Wow. Jeez.
Hey, we took our driving very seriously. You
must have. Damn.
No.
I did not know that much went into a road trip.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, there's a lot. God. Do you remember? All right, Coke. You had your hand out over your shoulder, and I mean that person better be quick.
Oh yeah.
And here's the thing. If you slacked on your job on that road trip, the next road trip, you might not be invited to.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yep.
Or yeah.
Yep.
That's true.
That I know people that got kicked out. Hey, I don't like to road trip with them. Yep, that'll happen. It was
Wow.
it was a different world back then. Now
Very different.
Now it's different.
Yeah.
Now you got music where you just, if I want to listen to music now, I just go right onto YouTube or
Everybody has their own headphones. And,
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Crazy.
I have been guilty of that when we've gone on road trips.
Yeah.
right. It's crazy now, the difference of especially music.
Oh yeah.
Music is, there was a time, Mikey, that not only did you have to buy the record, but also the other thing was you had to buy a song.
Oh yeah.
You had to buy a song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was, and you know what? And I will tell you, the artist, people complain about the music now that artists don't make any money. They didn't make any money back then either. They really didn't, because generally they'd have a song on iTunes and they're like 99 cents. Well, 30 cents of that went to iTunes. Okay,
Yeah.
so 30 to 30. I want to say it was like 30 cents. So if it was 99 cents, $1. Anywhere from 30 to 50 cents went back to iTunes.
Okay.
And then your producer normally got another 25 to 45% of that. So if everybody was sticking their hand in their cookie jar, you got like 5% of $1. So it's like, okay, I made 5 cents off
Yeah.
that song.
Woohoo.
And then you hope it was a good enough song that if millions of downloads, yeah, you can make some money, but it was just 100 million downloads. You made $5 million. 100 million. That means
Wow.
everybody made more money than you did, and that was your song.
Yeah, that's
Isn't that crazy?
Oh my
So
god.
yeah, it's now you go to YouTube. Now I think you like Spotify, YouTube and all that. They get paid per thousands of listens and stuff like that, and you get a percentage of there, and then you get monetized. So the system's relatively the same.
Okay.
So, I mean, that's why, even with us as a podcast, the more likes and the more people listen to us, the better off we are.
Yeah.
So
Makes sense.
it's
I mean,
nice.
yeah.
Even if you just listen to us on the background, you're helping us out.
Yeah.
So, throw it on shuffle and then play our show on the background just as you're going through and doing other stuff, and then eventually it asks you, are you still listening?
Yeah.
You can say yes eventually, and
Are
go
you
from
still
there.
there?
That's the one thing I hate about this streaming services.
Yeah.
Those are the. Are you still? It's. Are you
Well,
still
I mean,
watching?
It kind of makes sense because, if you fall asleep or whatever, it stops it for you.
Yeah, but it doesn't stop right away.
Oh, it doesn't?
No, it stops like halfway through the other show.
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
okay.
this is what pisses me off about it. The reality is we could be watching Below Deck. We watch that.
Yeah.
So we could watch that, and let's say we're binge watching a season, right?
Okay.
And in season 2, episode 4, we get about halfway through and we fall asleep.
Okay.
And then it's going to start the next episode, and then it's a timer. So I think it'll say in an hour or so, it'll ask you, are you still there? Are you still watching? Are you still listening?
So you could go through episode 5, 6, and 7 before it stops.
Right. And then it finally stops and says, are you still there?
And then you wake up at 12 a.m. seeing that, and you see that you're on.
And you're like, oh crap, I don't remember.
Right. And then,
You're
then
three
you don't
seasons
remember.
ahead, or you're 3 episodes ahead, and you're like, which one did we stop on?
Right.
Yeah.
And so it doesn't remember it. So that warning to me that's a fuck you warning. Okay. Like when you're watching a season, because you're watching and you're going through, and I'm like, 3 episodes in, it's good. I'm just, and while it's counting down, so you finish watching the episode and it says next episode starts in 20 seconds. You're running to the restroom. You're grabbing popcorn. You're doing everything. You're getting anything you're doing. Going grab a snack, and then you're sitting down, right?
Yeah.
And you're going through that, and then you do that. You got a routine, and then 3 episodes in there, it says, "Are you still watching?" To me, that's saying, "Listen, you fat fuck. You're sitting at the table. You're watching way too much TV. Are you sure you want to continue to binge watch this, or do you want to like get up and like
Move around.
exercise or do something else? You lazy fuck."
Listen, if it's at night, then why? I wish there was just a way to turn that off.
Yeah.
Well, but they
should have to make you click to the next episode.
I agree. I think clicking the next episode is a way to do that. But if it senses inactivity, that's when it inactivity for a certain period of time. To me, that warning sign just pops up to say, "Hey, loser, we know you're still here. Are you still going to be a loser for the rest of the day and continue to watch this stupid show?"
You see, that's why I always hit the next. I wait for it to like kick over, and then I hit pause, and then I go doing whatever.
Yeah.
That's probably the better
That's
way
what
of
we
doing
do, too.
that. So
Yeah.
I don't know. It's kind of crazy. So there's a lot of changes.
There is.
So now here's the question I have to pose both of you guys here. So where do you think this is going into the future?
Oh.
Ugh.
Where can you see this?
Wow.
I don't know.
That's the problem.
I mean,
yeah.
there's so many possibilities there, and there's so many options that people could come up with. You have like no idea at all, like what they would think of next.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, just, I mean, we've gotten to this point. What are they going to do next?
Well, I tell you what I'm afraid of. I'm afraid. See, they broke this up for you. You have cable, and then you have whatever's on cable.
Okay.
And I've noticed it's all about limiting. Okay, so you could watch certain things on this show, like Netflix. We could watch like old Resident Aliens there, but to watch the new episodes, we had to go over to Hulu, or and then to watch this show, you had to go to Peacock, and then the problem is you get pieces from everywhere.
Yeah.
And it almost forces you to grab different ones.
Be nice if they just kept it all
The same.
Yeah.
Well,
or you have you have your like Netflix only shows, and then you have like your what's the other one, like
You have your Hulu exclusive stuff.
well, Hulu is ABC.
Well, they also have
Peacock is
NBC,
and then Paramount is
CBS.
CBS.
But then you also have like Amazon, where they have their Prime Video, where they have their Amazon only shows too. So
we didn't even mention Amazon. You're
Yeah.
right. So that gets crazy too. So, I'm a little afraid that it's going to eventually go to a system where eventually you just plug in the show you want to watch, and it's going to charge you per show.
Oh, I can see that happening too.
Yeah,
That's not no.
I don't want to get to that point.
I don't think they'll make it to that point because they don't want to turn people away.
Well, but if they want to say it's cost savings and say, well, you're not paying, that was a streaming service is that was their big deal, is you only pay, you stream because you're watching the show and you're watching the stuff. Why are you going to pay for stuff that you're not watching when you could just, watch what you're watching here on our show and just stream here?
Pay as you go, yeah.
Yeah. So
That's interesting.
I mean, now
I don't think they would do that though.
I don't know. I didn't think we were going to get to where we're at now.
Yeah.
Did you?
That's
No.
true.
So, I mean, eventually, is it going to be like for music? If I want to listen to a certain artist, am I going to have to subscribe to that artist before I can listen to any of their music?
You do sometimes on iHeart, like if you want to listen to I'll type something in, and I've gotten where you have to pay for it. And I'm like, what?
Yeah, certain content is. I get there's certain content that's going to be pay to play. I get that. I understand that. I understand the model. But I mean, do you have like, if I wanted to just, hey, I just heard this song, I think I liked it, I want to play it. Do I have to go subscribe to that artist, go to their page, say, yes, I like you, this is who I am, and then I guess I'm not horrible on that idea either, but I don't know. I could see the problem I have is everything that you're doing now is all digitally tracked.
Yeah.
That's the problem I have now. So if I get in trouble or whatever, I do something stupid, and they come back and they say, yeah, you've been watching how to catch a predator for some time. Are you trying to avoid something here?
Yeah.
You watched 3 seasons in the last 2 weeks, and that's not normal.
It is if you're trying to binge watch it and somebody said, hey, this is a good show, watch it.
Well, I know, but that's the problem with digital footprints and everybody tracking everything you do now is I value my privacy.
Yeah.
I don't like that Facebook or my FBI listening device sitting on the table here is, they're listening to everything I say. So if I say I'm looking for whack-a-mole game products, all of a sudden my feed and some of the commercials and stuff that I'm going to see on my cell phone are going to all be
whack-a-mole
or now we joke about that, but that's happening. That's already there. We've had a conversation.
It's scary.
We've had a conversation about a product, and then I know we never search it because I put a mental note. I'm like, I should probably look that up. Next thing you know, I see ads for it. I'm like, you son of a bitch.
Yep.
You're listening. I don't want to be sitting at bed and like, okay, so let's put it in perspective here. We're going to bed. It's 9:00. Next thing you know, there's all kinds of commercials about lubricant and sexy products and stuff like that because the TV has listened to you long enough. They know you're getting ready for sexy time. This is kind of your thing right now. And then next thing you know, you have ads for that.
Well, yeah, that's true.
I mean,
okay.
there's a subliminal message that goes along with that too.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, I think everything is listening. That's why I think an Alexa having those Alexa, devices hiding in your room. I mean, they're listening devices. Jesus Christ. Your cell phone is the same way, but all our cell phones sit on our bed. Our cell phone knows how many times we've made love more than we probably remember. And if that son bitch can talk, we're in trouble. Holy shit. Can you imagine? Just now, here's the thing. They look for algorithms and stuff like that. So like here's the problem I have is we do a lot of shows on a lot of different subjects. My phone is confused right now. My phone doesn't know what the hell to do. It's like what
I quit.
Yeah.
I give up.
Do we give you searches about what do we give you searches about?
Yeah. I know you love dolls, brothels, and pet cannabis. What the hell are we going to do here? Can you imagine at this point, I think my phone thinks I'm probably fucking with it. Like, this son of a bitch is just coming with random shit just to fuck with the algorithms here. It has to. My FBI guy that listens to me all day long because that everybody has an assigned FBI listening to everything he's probably just saying this fucking asshole. Like,
he's at it again.
Yeah. At this point, I probably had 3 or 4 quit at this point. They're like, this guy searches for the most fucked up shit. I don't know. One minute he's talking about, he's Googling brothels in Germany, and the next minute he's talking about, women covering up. And I'm like, this motherfucker is just pissing me off. That's what's happening. I guarantee it. So I don't know. I think the future of it's going to be more targeted ads.
Yeah,
It
is.
Do you remember Minority Report?
What?
Minority Report.
I think so, yeah.
It was Tom Cruise, and he was a future cop. He caught future crimes. So they had people that were precogs that would like predict crimes that will happen, and then he would go arrest the people right before they committed the crime. And during that, like, he would walk through, and they would have retinal scans through when he walked through the mall, and they'd have retinal scans, and they would have targeted ads for that individual person as they walked by.
I do not remember that one.
Facebook is already doing that to
Yeah.
you. Facebook is already doing that. Can you imagine walking into the mall, and because it scans your retinal, it pulls up, or it scans your face. It gets a digital image of your face and go, oh, yep, that's Michael, and Facebook says these are his search engines. And I'm walking around the mall, and can you imagine my Google search history? My Google search histories for this crap.
Your what?
I said gurgle for some reason.
Gurgle?
Gurgle.
My Google search history. My Google search history. I'm gonna walk by, and like, because I did a show on, sex dolls and brothels, I'm gonna walk through the mall, and it's gonna have like some, woman, blow up doll sitting on the as I walk by, and all the kids walking by with their mom are like, Mom, what's that? That's a pervert, kids. Right? That's our future.
That's scary.
Better get that incognito going, I'm telling you. All right. I think we covered this enough. So
We did, yeah.
good conversation, a lot of fun. So
Alrighty.
if you like us, you could always listen to us, like us, subscribe on Facebook, Instagram, and X.
Yep. And then you can, of course, listen to us on iHeart, Spotify, Apple, Samsung, or YouTube Music.
And then, of course, regular YouTube, Rumble. You could watch or listen to us on those, and we do post shorts on TikTok. So
We do. Yeah.
I think that's a good show. Let's leave it there.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Do you like stories about haunted locations? Or maybe tales of cryptids and spooky folklore from around the world? If so, why not tune in to Haunted Escapes with Chris and Diane, where all this and more will be discussed. New episodes drop every Sunday, the visual versions the following Friday on YouTube. So why not come join us on our Haunted Escapes?